Hello there. Let's just wait for some of you to come in. Let me move my books out the way. Let's make sure we're on the right pages. There we go. Oh, some of you are coming in now. Lovely, lovely. Hi, Susan. Hoping you're well. And Susan, it sounds like you enjoyed the boxes last week on the Facebook Live then, Soon. You're looking forward to getting your A3 cardstock. Fabulous. They're great for making boxes. I've been making a few for Christmas presents. They work really well because you don't have the wrapping as well. And you know what's going to happen. They're going to upcycle your boxes and use them again next year, which is even better because stuff isn't getting thrown away. So that's nice to sort of share the packaging as well as the lovely gifts. I'm just poking out a beautiful butterfly. I'm just taking those last few pieces out while I was waiting for some of you to come in. I've been die cutting some beautiful little butterflies. I've done one in the lovely rainbow mirror, and then I've done one in some of the specialist cardstock we have. So I'm going to show you a little quick way of making a card front using those fabulous butterflies. So let's just make sure we're in the right place live. I think we are. Yes, we are live. See if I can see any comments coming up. Mr. Pink Frog's in the house. Mrs. Pink Frog's in the house as well. So hello to everybody at Pink Frog HQ. So hope you're all ready. So today I'm going to do a bit of a double whammy. You're going to get two lives really for one here, because what we're going to look at today, and I know this is going to be round the wrong way probably. I do turn my camera, but every time I turn it on and off, something different happens. Merry Christmas to you as well, Susan. Susan's wishing everybody at Pink Frog a Merry Christmas. That's lovely. That's brilliant. Hi, Sharon. So today we're looking at 21 centimetre by 30 centimetre cardstock. Now we're going to do the card folds, and you know there's lots of card folds that you're going to get. But I love this card size because this is perfect to go into your trimmers for when you're making those stepper cards. And some of you may have seen me teasing about the stepper cards, because with this card size there's 4 lovely stepper cards you can make. And yes, I've done some lovely templates for you as well with all the measurements and some finished samples. So I thought what I would do at the end as well is, if you join Pink Frog's Inspirations Facebook page and you go along there to albums, after this live I'll add all those images to one of the albums, so they're all in one place, so it's a reference that you can come back to time and again. But you also know that we're going to put these live videos or Facebook Lives on YouTube, on the Pink Frog YouTube channel. So if you haven't subscribed to Pink Frog YouTube, please do. But let me run through a few of the offers that are on till the end of the month. So you've got your slimline glue bottles, you know, your lovely squidgy ones with all that control that you've got. You'll get 2 of these. My other one is tucked away in here. Let me get it out. You're going to get 2. You're going to get the 1.8mm and the 1.5mm. Now these are anti-clogging. I'll pop it there so you can see it. These are anti-clogging because you have a pin in the lid as well. So this pin goes right into the hole of your needle where your glue comes out. So these are your slimline anti-clogging bottles, and I've never seen them at this low price before. So these are now, if you've signed up for the Pink Frog newsletter, with your extra discount, They come in at £11.69 for the two, which is absolutely fabulous. You've got obviously that lovely squidge, but the other thing is, if you do suffer with dexterity problems, if you hold it on your hand on your mat, you can just use it like a pen. Okay, so you've got more control, and I'll show you that as we start going through the live today. We've also got the beautiful, let me pop those there so they don't fall over. We've also got this lovely butterfly die. Now, we've been mentioned this last week. With the extra discount, this is down to £2.25. Now, this die cuts out absolutely fabulous little butterflies. Now, look at the detail in there. I've just cut that out of the mirror card, but you can just see that rainbow mirror. I'm going to show you a little quick card front you can make with this, and it's always good to have a butterfly in your stash, but the nice thing is you can cut out as well. But I'm going to show you a little trick that we can do with that. So your butterfly die, £2.25. We got your Dovecraft glitter card pad, and I meant to go and get mine. It's down in my box in the garage with my stuff ready for the studio. That's down with the extra discount to £5.40, and I think I'm right in remembering, Kimberly, there's 4 colours, and I want to say 24 sheets, but Kimberly will put a link for you and let you know. We also have the Super Smooth 300 GSM in A4, and you're going to get a box of that, A4 box. So you're getting approximately about 185 in the box. And that's now coming in with the extra discount at £18 a box, which is crackers. So yes, if you get any Christmas pennies, stock up while you can. So we're going to be looking at the 21 by 30, round the right way, 21 by 30. Oh, hello, Lisa. Lisa's tuned in from Germany. I'm so pleased you could join us, and it's lovely to see you. I hope you and the family are settling in well. 6 colours on the glitter card, ladies and gentlemen. That's fabulous. 6 colours. The other thing I want to mention quickly is our lovely new brushes. Can you see these have got a shape to the top? So they're for stenciling, but they're brilliant for blending as well. They're not too big, so you can get in all those little nooks and crannies. And if I get a chance at the end as well, I'm going to share a little trick with that as well with you. But these are lovely because, again, they're not too big. You can hold them like a pencil and use them. They're really lovely and soft. You can see how the bristles just move there. They are just fabulous. And these are on an offer. And Kimberly, will you please put the offer up, because I've forgotten all about it. So can you pop that up for me, Kimberly, and let everybody know about these stencil brushes, because I've got mine and they're fabulous. I'm really enjoying them. So I think without further ado, we'll start with some card folds on the 21 by 30. I'm going to put this bit to one side. I'm just moving everything to one side. I've got some finished samples as well, and I'm trying not to lose my butterflies because I've die cut some butterflies out, and we will do something with them. So let's hope they don't flutter away. I've already lost one off the craft desk this morning, so I'm not doing very well. I had to cut another one out. So I'm going to flip the camera so you can see what's going on. We will see how low down my camera's got to be today. There we go. Oh, it is low again. Apologies. Let me bring that down a little bit close because you want to be able to see everything. Is that looking a bit cloudy, or is that me? I'll tell you what, I'm going to wipe my lens quickly. It just looks a little bit cloudy, and you want to see everything that is going on. So I think that's about a good position. You can see my concept suite next to me as well. So I think we're all ready to go. So as you know, at Pink Frog, we've been doing the videos for the card folds. So you haven't got to worry about if you've missed anything. You'll find them on the Pink Frog YouTube channel. So if you haven't signed up to Pink Frog YouTube channel, please do, okay, because they are all on there, which is great. Okay, so do check that out, but that's where you're going to find the videos. Now why is my camera looking a bit, let's bring it down a little bit more. Is that too low down? I'm looking like I'm slanting on one end, but it doesn't appear to be. I'm just looking at I want to get this in a good position before we start. Let's move this over this way a little bit more. And have this all nice for the video so we can refer back. Yeah, I don't know what's going on here. That looks about a good. That's going to work. Lovely. Right. So I've got an array of colours here to get started. So if you've got your 21 by 30 centimetres, grab them, grab a scoreboard, grab your bone folder, and let's make some lovely cards. Right, today I'm going to be looking at the 21 by 30 centimetre card blanks from Pink Frog. They come in so many different colours. This is just a few of the colours that they come in. And I'm going to do the card folds with you. So I'm going to do them with you in real time, each one in turn. So let me move my card blank or my card blanks to one side. Let's pop that over there. Let's bring my scoreboard in. So we're going to start off with the half fold or 10th fold cards. So you're going to score on the long side and you're going to do a score line at 15 centimetres. Turn that over, give that a little burnish, and there is your 10th fold card ready to go. So you could have it as portrait or you could have it as landscape. The choice is yours. So just by adding a mat on the top, you can choose which way round you want that one to be. So that's your first one. And I'm going to keep that one back. The next one we're going to look at is a Z-fold card. So this time you're going to score at 10 centimetres. Oh no, we're not. We're going to score at 7.5 centimetres. I'm jumping ahead. So we're doing the Z-fold. So 7.5 centimetres and 15 centimetres. And as the card suggests, you're going to do a Z fold. So you're going to fold one way and then the other way. Always giving that a burnish. You know you get no cracking when you do that. So you've got that lovely Z fold card. And if I bring the card blank in, or my concept suite card in, you'll see with the mats, I like to put a mat on the back that's decorated and a mat on the front, leaving the mat on the side here for you to write your greeting or stamp your sentiment to go inside there. But you've got that lovely Z fold look. So that's your Z fold card. So the next one we will look at is the trifold card. So the trifold card, again, we're scoring on the long side, and you're going to score at 10 centimetres and 20 centimetres. And you're going to do a sort of zigzag to give you a trifold card. Now, I like the trifold card because it can be used, as it suggests, to have 3 elements on it, like a triptych card. But you can also use this if you want to cut an aperture out this front panel. You could put behind here your parchment craft or anything you want, glue that down, and you've still got a nice slim card there that you've got an aperture cut out the front, and you've still got a lovely card blank. So the trifold card really is a 2-in-1. So if I bring the finished one in, wrong one, there we go. Oh no, that's the wrong one. I haven't got my finished one. I thought it was there. So you're going to have mats on each one here, and this will give you your trifold card. So let me pop that to one side. So the next one we're going to look at is the gatefold card. So this time on the long side, you're going to score at 7.5 centimetres, do a half turn, and 7.5 centimetres again. So you're scoring at 7.5 centimetres in on each end. And then, yes, we're going to give these a little burnish. So you've got that lovely gatefold look. And if I bring the finished one in, you'll see you've got the gatefold look going on there. So that's your gatefold card. I've got piles of card here. So the next one we're going to look at is the side gate cards. So for this one, I'm going to use actually my other scoreboard, because this one won't go up to 25. So I'm going to score at 10 centimetres and 25 centimetres. And we're going to turn these over and give these a burnish. The reason I'm not using my other scoreboard for the other ones is because the 15 centimetre mark isn't on the true 15 centimetres. So that is your side gatefold. Now your side gatefold can go this way round, or it can go this way round. You can choose. And the Pink Frog vertical dies with the sentiments go beautifully on this style of card. So that is your side gatefold card. And the next one we're going to look at is an easel card. In fact, let's have the pink one for this. So we're going to have an easel card. So we're going to score at 15 centimetres and then 10 centimetres. So from one end you've done 10 centimetres and 15, and then do a half fold turn and do another 10. Okay, and then we're going to just burnish our folds. Now this is an easel card that doesn't have a mat, so you don't need to cut another mat with this easel card. So this makes it really good because we're not having to go into another piece of cards. Okay, so you've got sort of like a W shape going on. Okay, and then what we're going to do is we're going to put glue just on this middle panel. So let me bring in my fine nozzle glue bottles. Now if you've got dexterity problems, put your hand on your mat and just use it like a pencil. They nicely squeeze as well, so you have more control. And with the EVA glue, less is best. So we just give that a little burnish down. Let that just take off. Let me just wipe the top of my glue and pop my lid on. And then I've cut myself a little 1-inch strip here as a stopper, and I've put my foam pads on here ready to go from Pink Frog. I'm going to put this about halfway up. Okay, this folds into a nice slim card, so this will fit in a different size envelope, but this then gives you, let me just give that a score down again, this then gives you, try and hold it up to the side, your lovely easel card. So if I bring in the blank or concept suite, you can see again you've got the black and white, you've got that concept suites, you just need your banner along there, you're not using another mat. So that is your easel card. Let's pop that one down. And then the next one we're going to look at is the pop-out cards. So you need 2 card blanks for the pop-out card. So on card 1, this is going to be your outside. You're going to score at 15 centimetres. So card 1, score at 15 centimetres. And then card 2, you're going to score at 15 centimetres. And then you're going to score at 7.5 centimetres in from each end. So I've done 15, done 7.5. I'm going to do a half turn and do 7.5 again. Give these a nice burnish. You're going to bring your card blank back in. I'm going to bring my glue back in as well. And I'm going to put glue on one end of these panels. Now you could cut an aperture into this card in the middle as well. So there's several ways this pop-out card can be used. You're going to line card 2 up with card 1 at the side. So just take your time and line it up. You can always stand it in with your scoreboard so you know you've got it nicely lined up. Give that a little burnish down. Fold it close like that, and then we're going to put glue on the other side panel as well. Close your card down. Just make sure that is lined up. There we go. So that is your pop-out card. So if I bring in, let me just pop my lid on my glue. Bring in the card blank. You've got your pop-out cards. You've got 4 panels to decorate, or you can cut yourself an aperture and have something dangling in the front, or being able to view right the way through. So that is your pop-out card. Okay, so now we're going to do a bridge card. So let me get another card blank here. Let's go with this lovely blue. Okay, so to start off with, we're going to trim some off of this. So obviously this is our 21 by 30. You still need your 30. If I bring the card blank in, we're going to trim some off. So you're going to bring your trimmer in. And let's trim, say, a 5 centimetre strip. Okay, so we've cut that off, and now we're going to cut this down to 20. Okay, put that to one side. We're going to take the card blank that we've got left, and we're scoring on the long side again. So you're going to score at 5 centimetres, 10 centimetres, 20 centimetres, and then 25. So I'm just going to bring that fold in because my scoreboard isn't that long. So we're going to do 25. Okay, so you've got 5 centimetres, 10 centimetres, 20 centimetres and 25. And then we're going to burnish these down. So you're going to fold the first one in and the next one back out on itself. And you're going to fold the first one in and the next one back out on itself. Okay, so you've got your, it's like a double gatefold really. So you've got that double gatefold going along. All right, and then this is where we're going to make a bridge. So your bridge could be at the bottom. So you could have something coming up. And if I bring in a card that I've already decorated here, where are we? There we go. So you could have it at the bottom there. So you've got like flowers coming along. Okay. You could have your bridge along the middle and have your sentiment, make a real statement piece on a card. You could have your bridge at the top and have things hanging down as well. The choice is entirely yours. Okay, now how we're going to attach our bridge, let's come in with our glue again. So I'm going to pop mine along the bottom. So I'm just going to put a little square of glue on there because this does fold flat for postage. I'm going to glue my bridge along the bottom there. Okay, and then if you lay this flat, you're going to glue the other end on here. So I'm just going to lift that up to glue that on, but your bridge can be anywhere you like. If you wanted to cut a slimmer panel, you can. The choice is entirely yours. You can do with it as you wish. So you'll see it stands up like your bridge, but you can lay it that way to post it. You can lay it that way for post it. So you can see from the finished one, let me just pop my lid on my glue. Pop that on there. And let me bring the Concept Suite one in to share with you as well. I think I can get them both on there. You can see you've got your middle panel and your side panels and that front panel. But I think it lends itself very nicely to just put in a little bit of accent like that with the flowers along there. So that is your bridge card. So let's just recap what we've done. So you've got your bridge cards. We have your K cards. Let me move my scoreboard out there a minute. You have your K cards or pop-out cards. You have your easel cards. Try and stand these all on my desk. We have the side gates. we have the gatefold. We've got the trifold. We've got the Z fold. Oh, they're all going to fall over. And we've got your half or tenth fold, which can be portrait or landscape. The choice is yours. So here are your card folds for the 21 centimetre by 30 centimetre card blanks from Pink Frog. As I say, this is a brilliant card size for stepper cards. So if you would like to watch the next video, I will show you 4 different stepper cards you can make with this card size. So don't forget to watch the next video. Right, let me pop all these ones out the way. Okay, now before we go any further, let's look at that little butterfly card, just to give you an idea of how you're going to use it. So I'm going to take this 10th fold card that we've just made, and I'm going to bring in these lovely butterflies. So this butterfly die is on offer at the moment from Pink Frog. So I've got myself my card blank, and then I've cut myself another piece of, I've cut super smooth this time. So I've cut this at 14 centimetres by 20. So let me just glue that down for you. So this could be any colour card you want, but I just wanted to show you a really quick, simple card front that you could make. And this is why I think this little die is going to be so useful. It's going to be one you come back to time and again. Now this time I've got my butterflies and I've cut 3 of these out. You can see the detail in these. Well, I've just cut 3 out. I could use that as a stencil straight away, no problem at all. But what I am going to do is I'm going to lift that on a bit of, I was going to lift it, but actually no, I won't. I could have lifted it on some of my 3D foam pads, but I'm now thinking perhaps I won't, because I want my butterfly to stand out. So I'm not going to, but you could if you wanted to. So I tell you what, let's keep this one nice and flat for postage. Now, the card folds that we've shared with you today, as you know, the envelope size you're going to need for this, let me just put a little bit of glue up there, is going to be, I did get them out, where did I put them? Where did I put my envelopes? Are C5 envelopes. Okay, from Pink Frog. So I'm hoping that we've got some of those in stock. Kimberly will be able to direct you to the link for those. So I'm going to stick that down. So straight away we could have made a stencil, but I've just randomly cut out 3 of the cards. Okay, so I've cut myself out 3 of these gorgeous butterflies. I've cut 2 out of the Rainbow Miri and 1 out the specialist card that looks like, oh, it looks like fireworks going on behind. Okay, so I've cut these out. Now, it is detailed, so you may have to go in with a pokey tool and just push them through when you've die cut them out. But I haven't added the metal shim on my die cutting machine. I just cut them out on my die cutting machine. I'm going to pop just a little bit of glue in the body there. And then if we just pop that into there, you can see straight away against that black and white, they really stand out. This is a really quick and easy card, but something that you can come back to time and again. If you're batch making cards or need a card in a hurry, this is really good, because you could just stamp a sentiment, put a sentiment on there, no problem at all. But all I've done is add a little bit of glue to the middle of the body. By adding a little bit of glue to the middle of the body, can you see the wings of the butterfly pop out? So yes, it's going to go in my envelope, nice and flat for postage. Let's bring one of my envelopes in here. So I'm going to pop that into there. So you see that will go in there very nicely. Okay, no problem at all. But then if I pull that out, can you see how the wings stand out? That glue's not quite dry on that one. The wings can stand out, so you get a lovely impactful card, but with no fuss at all. Really quick and simple to make. So that's just using the butterfly die that at the moment is on an offer. With your extra discount for signing up for the newsletter is only £2.25. So it's a great little die to have. Okay, so I wanted to share that little top tip with you first off. But I did talk to you about the easel cards that you can make with the dies, or the card that we're using here today. So let me pop those to one side a moment. Now, easel cards are really good with this, because obviously they're going to fit in your trimmer and you haven't got to worry about using a craft knife and a ruler. So let me gather my bits, wipe my marks off, and we'll make a start. Right, I wanted to share with you the different styles of easel card that you can make with this card blank. And the nice thing about it is, because the card blank is 21 by 30 centimetres that I'm using from Pink Frog, they fit in your trimmer and are really good to make. So I'm just going to make mine out of craft card today, so you can see exactly what I'm doing. I'm going to be looking at this style of card, side stepper. So you've got one large panel going on here. I'm going to share with you all the mats, all the measurements, everything. So get yourselves over to Pink Frog's Inspirations Facebook page, and I will put all this information in an album so it's all in one place. Now, this side stepper's got 3 little layers. So you've got different layers going on here. And then I've got another one to share with you. We're going to look at this central stepper. Now, this is the one that pops out. So your main panel at the front here pops out. So we've got that one. And then lastly, we've got the inverted stepper. So this one means it goes in. So I'm going to share with you all 4 of those as stepper cards that you can quite easily make with your 21 centimetre by 30 centimetre card blank from Pink Frog. So let me grab one of the card blanks. I'm going to use craft card here today because it makes it easier for me to share with you what's going on. So let's start off with this one just here, which has got that lovely big panel at the front and at the side here as well. So we're going to need our trimmer to start with, and I will put the photographs like this all in that album on the Pink Frogs Inspirations page. So please do sign up for that or join there, because all this information will be in one album for you, so you can see everything that's going on. I'm going to lift the camera up just a little bit. So we need to, straight away, we need to come in 10.5, which is fine. Okay, and then we need to have score marks that are like 4 centimeters, 8 centimeters, and 19 centimeters. Then again 10.5. But we're coming up 15. But you're going to cut from 4 centimeters up to 19. Now, if your trimmer, like mine, the arm is in inches, just take your ruler and you can then make yourself some marks. So put the 0 where the 0 is at the bottom and do yourself some pen marks. Just with a pen, it will wipe away. So I need 4 centimeters. So I'm going to do a mark there at 4 centimeters. And I need 19 centimeters, which is just up here as well. So I'm going to do a mark there. So I've got 19 and I've got 4. So it's just made with a pen that I can wipe off afterwards with a cloth. So take your card blank, pop that in, and you're going to go in, move the ruler down. You're going to go into 10.5 centimeters on your trimmer and close that down. You're going to bring your blade down because we want the blade to cut between the 2 marks that we've made. So I'll pop that down. I know this side piece on my blade is where my blade cuts. So I can come down to there and then I can go up to there. So I've cut my piece without a craft knife or a ruler. So that's the first bit. I'm going to take our scoreboard on the centimetre side, and on one side of this we're going to do a score at 10.5 centimetres. No, we're not. We're going to do a score at 15 centimetres. So we're going to do a score line at 15 centimetres, but only to the cut line. Okay, let me try and get that marked a bit better. So we're going 15, only to the cut line. Okay, I'm going to flip that over because we're scoring on the long side again. So we've got our first score line done on this side. We're now going to score this side, but again, only down to this cut line. So you're going to do 4 centimetres. You're going to do 8 centimetres. And you're going to do, where are we? 19 centimetres. Okay. So to confirm again, you're doing 4, 8 and 19 centimetres. So we'll take the scoreboard out the way and we're now going to fold our score lines. So you'll see how easily it just falls into place, and then you can burnish your score lines, and don't forget that one underneath there as well. So straight away there you've got your first card. So that's your first side stepper. So if I bring that in, if you wanted to screenshot, you can see exactly what I've done here as well. I'll bring in a finished sample as well with that one. So the mats for this as well, I'll put all the photograph mat for this as well on the Facebook group. So you've got a mat here. I've done the first mat and your top mat. And I've done that, so if you want to do a double mat like that, you can. And I'm just looking for my other mats, which are in here. I think it's this one. That should be that one. So you got your first mat again, and then you got the second mat. So you've got those 2 layers going on. But I'll put all these photographs, as I said, onto the Facebook group. So this is your first one. Let me move this out of the way for a minute so you can see. So there's your finished decorated sample. And then here's a nice little concept suite sample as well. So you can see the difference there going on. But folds nice and flat for postage, but you've got all that lovely interest. And again, these will fit inside your C5 envelopes from Pink Frog. So that's your first one. So now let's look at the next one, which is going to be this one. So this one's got a few more lines to it, a bit more detail going on here. So let's do this one. So bring in my cardstock, my 21 by 30. Bring in my trimmer. Okay. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to wipe off those marks I've already made, because I need to make different marks for this one. So for this one, we're going to start at 2.5 centimetres. We're going to cut down to. So got my pen again with my ruler, and I'm going to make a mark at 2.5 centimetres, and we're going up to 22.5 centimetres. So 22.5, I'm going to make a second mark there with my pen. So take our piece of card, and this is going to go in the trimmer again at 10.5 centimetres. Put the blade in the middle. Make sure you're happy that's 10.5. Pop your blade down. So you're going to cut between the 2.5 and 22.5. So coming down carefully and going up. That's there. Okay, that's all done. And then we're going to bring our scoreboard in. Let me bring in the bigger one so I can get them all on here. So we're on the centimetre side with the scoreboard. So I'm going to have to flip my card over. So on one side, we're butting this right up. You're going to score at 15 centimetres down to the first score line only. So there's your cut mark. No craft knifing involved, just all done on our trimmer. So you'd go 15 centimetres down to that cut mark. We're going to flip this over again. This time you're going to score at 2.5 centimetres down to that cut line. So 2.5 centimetres. You're going to go 5 centimetres. You're going to go 10 centimetres. And you're going to go 15 centimetres. And then you're going to go 22.5 centimetres. And all these score lines are only to that cut line. So to recap, you've got 2.5 centimetres, 5 centimetres, 10 centimetres, 15 centimetres, apologies, and 22.5. So now let's burnish our score marks. So we're just going to bring these up like we did before. You've done the scoring. These will just fall into place. Okay, you'll just find they will come into place. It's as easy as that. You can see it happening straight away. So once you've got them where you want them, go in with your bone folder and give those a little burnish along each one. And don't forget to come underneath here and burnish these underneath ones as well. So there is your side stepper, but this time has got different panels. So if I bring a decorated one in here, you can see what that can look like. You've got all that lovely interest going on, but folds nice and flat to go in that C5 envelope. Okay, so everything is there. So let me bring in the cutting and scoring template so you can see that. And I will just share with you my little mats that go with this as well. So I've done the 2 mats and layers on here, so you've got them all where you need them. Okay, so like on this side, you've got the bottom mat, which is mat 1. But as I say, I will put photographs for all these over on the Pink Frogs Inspirations page in an album. But you can see how you're going to have both mats to go in each of the places. And so I've worked all the measurements out for you. So if I lay this one flat, this is what yours is going to look like. The brown round the edge is your first mat, and then the craft on the top is your second. So you've got your 3 mats that you can go ahead and decorate. So all those will be over on there. So let me just bring this up so it all folds up nicely as your stepper card. And there is the finished style for that one. So let me pop these bits away and then we will look at the next one. Pop those in there so I don't lose them. So now let's look at the next one, and we're going to look at this style here. So I've got a couple of finished samples here. I've got a nice Christmas one here with the little panels. This is using the Pink Frog stamps, and then one done here as a birthday one. So now let's look at doing this one. So I'm going to start off by bringing my paper trimmer in. And I'm just going to wipe off those measurements that we just did. I'm doing this because I haven't got centimetres on my trimmer. I've got centimetres and inches on the arm, but not on my piece that goes up. But this doesn't stop you getting involved. This is what I want to share this with you. So for this one, we're going to do the cut line from 3 centimetres up to 18. So I need to mark 3 centimetres and 18 this time. So pop my ruler in place. So I'm going to mark 3 centimetres, and then I'm going to mark 18 centimetres. So there you go. So I've got my 2 marks on my trimmer ready. I'm going to take some cards. So this time you're going to come in 3 centimetres. So I'm going to do the first one this way first. I've come in at 3 centimetres. Bring my blade in between the 2 places I want to cut. Push that down, push my blade down. Go down to that first mark and then up to the second mark. And that's given us our first cut. I now need 3 centimetres in on this side. Now on my trimmer, I've got a 3 centimetre here, so I can do it on this way. So place that at 3 centimetres, Make sure the blade is between your 2 cut marks again. Press it down. Go between 1 cut mark and the other cut mark. So now I've got my piece of card with my 2 cut marks. No craft knife involved at all, which makes it really easy to be doing. So let's bring a scoreboard in. Now we need to score on the centimetre side. We're scoring on the long side again. Okay, so you're going to score at 3 centimetres. Now, we're scoring on the outside up to the cut line. Now, I could try and bring it down here, but I'm going to flip mine in a minute because I think that's the easiest way to show you. So you're doing 3 centimetres to the cut line, 6 centimetres to the cut line, and then 18 centimetres to the cut line. So 3, 6, 18. I'm going to just flip this over and do the same again, only up to this second cut line. So 3 centimetres, 6 centimetres, oh, stay put, and 18 centimetres. Okay, so you've got those marks on either side. Now we're going to do a score line that's in the middle between the 2 cut lines, and it's 15 centimetres. Now what you can do is lift this, find your 15 centimetre channel, can you see up here, and then just drag that down. Make sure I've got it in the right space again. So 15, and then drag that down, but only to that next cut line. So this time you're scoring between the 2 cut lines. Take our scoreboard out of the way, and then we're going to do our folds. So we'll do that fold and that one. Just give them a little pinch with your hands just to start them off, because they will just fall into place. Can you see how quickly it happens? And then go with your bone folder and burnish your scores, not forgetting the little ones underneath there as well. So there you go. That is another stepper card that you can make. So this is nice because this has a big panel. So on this one, you're going to have two mats I've done for all of them. You're going to have a mat there and a mat there. And then I did stamp on the side there. So I'll give you all the measurements for these. So let's just bring in what it's going to look like with the mats on. So when you lay it flat, you can see you've got your mats there for decoration. And then when you finish them off, they can look like this and also this. So this just gives you some idea of how you can decorate them. But this gives you a nice big space in the middle. So that's your third one. So now let's go in with the last stepper cards. So this time we're going to do an inverted stepper. Okay, so let's bring our card blank in. So I've got my card blank and I have my trimmer. Now, with this one, you need your line marks, which I've already got from the last card. So you're going in with your pen again at 3 centimetres and 18 centimetres. Okay, so do your little pen mark. You're going to put your 21 by 30 centimetre card from Pink Frog in your trimmer at 3 centimetres. So I'll start with this one this side first. bring your blade between the two cut marks, press that down, press your blade in, and then you're going to cut from that top line to the bottom line and stop. So we can take that out. You've got your first cut line there. We'll slide it across this side and back in again at 3 centimetres. Pop that down, push that in between those two marks, one there and one at the top. So you've got your two cut lines in nice and easily with your trimmer. We'll bring our scoreboard in. So this time on the outside, so this is, we're scoring from the outside to the cut line. You're going to score at 15 centimetres. So I'm going to do one there. So that's to my cut line, but I need one this end. So I'm going to flip this over like I have with the other ones because it's easier, and make a 15 centimetre. Okay, so I've got both my outside at 15 into that cut line. So this time we're going to score between the two cut lines. So you need to come down at 3. So if you can just find the 3 channel, which is about there. I know that because I've got my cut line down to 3. And I'm going to score to the next cut line. So I'm just going between the two cut lines. I'm now going to do 6. So I'm going to try and find the 6, which is there. And I'm going to score again between the two cut lines. And then I'm going to come up to 18, which I know should be roughly here. So I'm just going to find that channel and score between those two cut lines. Okay, we're going to do our teasing with just with your hands to start with. So just pincing those score lines in, then just lay it flat. And then give those a little burnish down. And not forgetting the underneath one as well. So that gives you your inverted stepper, which looks like this. Okay. So if I lay this out flat with the mat on, so you've got the mat and layer on there. So that is your inverted stepper if you wanted to screenshot that with the measurements, but they will be in the Pink Frogs Inspirations Facebook group. And then you've got your 2 mats going on here, 1 and 2. All this information will be in there with all the measurements on there. So I've worked all the measurements out for the mats and layers for you as well. So you see when you pop them on, they're going to look lovely just like that. Okay, so then when we bring in the finished card sample, you're going to have a lovely inverted stepper, nice and flat for postage, but with all that detail going on, which I think you will agree looks beautiful. So let's just recap. You've got your inverted stepper, which is that one. We've got, let me bring these across. We've got, I don't know what you call that, that's inverted. I suppose that's extrovert or converted. I don't know what you call that one. I'd call that one a nice large stepper card. We've got 2 of the side steppers, one with lots of detail and layers, and one with a bigger platform as well. So you've got 4 different styles of stepper card there that you can now make because you've got all the instructions there. So you can have it looking like that. You can have it looking like that. You can have it looking like that. And you can have it looking like that. So that is your 4 styles of stepper card made with your Pink Frog 21 centimetre by 30 centimetre card folds. And if you wish to see more card folds with this size, you can watch the previous video. Right, so I think we've done quite a lot today. I'm hoping you've enjoyed what you've seen today. Okay, so we've got all those styles. I'm going to turn the camera around just so I can do a little recap and share some things with you. So let me turn around so you don't see my messy desk. I do hope... Ooh, there we go, it's going to stay there. I do hope you've all enjoyed that. I enjoyed that, really. It's nice to do the stepper cards. I think stepper cards, people are scared of them because you have to get that craft knife and ruler. But hopefully I've shared with you today that with this size card, you don't need to, because you can pop it in your trimmer. So let me know what you think, whether you think you're happy with how these are going to be, because I think they are lovely. And when people receive these are the wow cards. But great because they go nice and flat for postage, but you have all that detail. This is what I call a mantelpiece pleaser card. So you've got those lovely steppers. With this card size, you've got things like the lovely bridge, again, which folds nice and flat for postage. But you've got that lovely card with all the detail going on there. We've got, this was the other thing I wanted to share with you, because you've got things like that lovely pop-out card. But just by having those panels with decoration, how it looks so different. Now, we talked about things that Pink Frog have got on offer. Now, I did talk about these right at the beginning. If you missed it, please do watch back. Kimberly will be putting this up on YouTube so you can watch back then. These are the lovely angled detailed stencil brushes. Lovely and soft. And if you look at a card like this, can you see here where I've just put a mask of a half circle? By using the brushes, you can create this lovely blended around the edge, but you've got the control because you're going to use this like a pen. So it's going to be really useful to use. Sharon's loving the triple stepper and the bridge. I love the bridge card, Sharon. I think it's lovely. And it's nice that you can move the panels either which way you want. So we've also got on offer that lovely butterfly die that, again, you can fold flat for postage. But just by sticking the wings, or just by sticking that little bit of the body, those wings just pop out of the card. So it goes nice and flat. But that's a really quick, easy card to make. If you're batch making cards to sell, you know, this type of thing for charity stalls, this goes down really well. I've just done it in the black and white version with that lovely specialist card that we get from Pink Frog. So if you have any little, you know, those little offcuts we had last week when we did the bags, the little pieces that I said keep for tags, use them to cut those out. Brilliant, absolutely brilliant. So that's your butterfly die. So very underrated. It looks like nothing, but it isn't. I love a butterfly, as lots of you know. It's in my logo as well, but it's a fabulous little die. So you've got that, and that with the extra discount at the moment is £2.25. So don't forget to check that out. We've got the Dovecraft glitter pad. So you've got, I think Kimberly said 6 colours in there, and that is down with the extra discount to £5.40, which is amazing. So that all comes in a pad, so you keep it all together, so you haven't got to worry about losing pieces. And then we got the Super Smooth. You need the Super Smooth in your life. You need it to create lovely backgrounds like I've got on here, you know, just using those blending brushes and your masks. You need that super smooth, definitely. So super smooth 300 GSM, which is great for your card blanks as well. Don't forget that. You know, if you look back with the concept suite that I've got here that I did with all the card folds, these are all made with 300 GSM super smooth. But the offer is for A4. So for the A4, it is with the extra discount down to £18. And I think it works out, you get roughly, Kimberly will correct me, I think it's about 185 sheets. You get a box, I think, if I remember correctly. So Kimberly will correct me. But Kimberly's put all the links there. So all the links there for the products are over on the Pink Frog Craft Along with Claire and Dawn. Okay, so you'll see all the products I've used today. If you missed the beginning, you missed the card folds, or you missed how to do that other stepper again, Kimberly will be putting up the videos on YouTube so you can see them there. And then all my little masterclass mats and layers and measurements I will put over on the Pink Frog Inspirations Facebook page. I'll put them all in one album, so they're all together and you can go to them and see them. Okay, so I do hope everybody has enjoyed this afternoon. Thank you very much for joining me for today's live. And from myself and Claire and everybody at Pink Frog HQ, that's Mr. Pink Frog, Mrs. Pink Frog, Gwen, we've got Kimberly there, we've got Caroline there, we've got Sarah there, we've got Karen there, all busy beavering away, working, getting your orders out. So thank you for supporting a small business. I'd like to say on behalf of everybody from Pink Frog, wishing you all a very Merry Christmas. Make lots of fabulous memories with your friends and families. And stay safe out there. This is the last Facebook Live of 2025 from Pink Frog. I will be joining you next on Hobby Maker on the 2nd of January with 2 fabulous shows, very different from Pink Frog. One is going to be a great sales show, and the other one, we're going to get out those size 8 memory folios. So do tune in on the 2nd of January and join me with Pink Frog over on Hobby Maker. So I'd like to say Merry Christmas to you all. Stay safe and thanks for tuning in, and I'll see you in 2026. Bye for now.